join us, this is the day.
Please join me in prayer. I know that God is one, that there is one life. It is whole and perfect and complete. It is the life of God, and it is expressing itself through us and as us into the world. I know that this life is precious. It is joy, it is love, it is abundance and beauty and wisdom and all of the qualities of God. And they flow through us, and we awaken to a life as magnificent as Spirit knows us to be. I give great thanks for this life, for everything in it, for all of us who come together as spiritual community. to be the love in the world that the world is calling for, to be the joy, to be the support, to be the abundance, to be the wisdom that the world is calling us to be, and to be the light that lights the way for others. I give great thanks for this good, for all of it, for all life is some part of the life of God, and so it is. Yes. You know, this is one of the days. This is one of those days where I must share that a dear member of Vision has made her transition, that she has left us. Jana Zunich was killed this past weekend in a car accident in Florida. And those of you who know her, I know that this comes as a shock, so I just didn't want you to hear it, in social media or something like that. So we pray for her as she transitions up the spiral of life, and for her husband, Jim, who is still hospitalized with injuries from the crash. Jana Zunich was a big part of Vision, and before that, a big part of Pacific Church. And I know some of you go that far back with Pacific Church, and she was a licensed practitioner there and a licensed practitioner here. She became a practitioner emeritus after serving for 20 years as a licensed practitioner, and then she became a practitioner at large when she moved to Germany with her husband. And they recently relocated to Portugal and were here in the country just visiting friends and family before they went back permanently. And where she transitioned in Florida they were driving from Atlanta to Jim's daughter's home in Florida. So please hold that family in your prayers. The Zunich family, her husband Jim McDonald and his family, and all of those who knew and loved Jana, and all of those who she supported through her prayer practice. And what we know is this philosophy, and it is so powerful, and it is so grounding, and I know that there is one life, and I know it is eternal, and I know it is ageless and deathless and birthless and immortal, and I know that she is transitioning on to even a greater expression of who she is and who she was here on earth. So we celebrate that part of it, and I know that is true. I know that is true. So thank you for that. I just needed to share that up front. We are here to celebrate life, and I know that her life is ongoing. And we are here to celebrate each other. And so if there is a part of you that is grieving that, please see a practitioner right here after the celebration. Practitioners, please raise your hands so that everybody can see us. Look at how many practitioners there are around the room, so please see us. If anything that I've just said touches your heart, and if you're in grief right now over that, please see a practitioner. It's grounding, and it gets us into that place of knowing that all life is some part of the life of God. So please see a practitioner. I don't know what else to say. I'm lost. I'm lost. We have guest packets, and I want you to see them. I want you to see them because here they are. And they have a saying on them, and it's for our guests, and it's to remind ourselves. And I want to say it right now, and I want to say it together, because we are a community. We're a loving community, and we want everybody else to know about what a loving community we are. I know for our Vision community at home, I know you're dialed into this as well, and we hope to see you in the room soon when all of this COVID business is behind us. But let's say it again to remind ourselves, for our guests at large, for our guests at home, for our members who are at home, and especially for us, just to touch base again with the truth of who we are. You ready? You with me? Whoever you are and wherever you are welcome here. You are safe and you are loved. And now I am going to turn it over to our wonderful choir. Weren't they magnificent this morning, just singing us in? It was, oh man, I just love you guys. I'm sorry this is June and I'm not going to see you for a couple of months, but I'm so glad you're here today. I love you all. So I'm going to turn it over to our wonderful choir, and they're going to sing us our centering song to prepare us for meditation. Thank you.
Aren't we doing the God is breathing? Yeah. God is breathing. God is breathing.
Yes.
Don't mind us.
Good morning. My name is Diane Russell. I am a staff minister here at Vision. I'm going to read the quotes, and then instead of a silent meditation, we're going to have a choir meditation. The bowl will still bring you into and out of the meditation. So the first quote is from Carl Jung. "The symbols of the self arise in the depths of the body." And from Ernest Holmes, "Body means the entire manifestation of spirit on all planes. The body is distinguished from the idea in that the body is seen, while the idea is invisible."
life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life. Life is my life now.
The memorial candle is burning today for retired vision practitioner Jana Zunich McDonald. Jana made her transition on Friday. And we know that there is only one life. And Jana is a part of that one life. And so we know that Jana gave her gift and continues to give her gift to those of us who knew her and those of us who didn't. That love continues no matter where we are or what we're doing. It's the circle of life. I know that many people are hurting. They're hurting from this, they're hurting from events in the country, in the world, in their own home. There's lots of change. There is one constant, and that is God. It is spirit, it is love, it is all the qualities of God that we know. And that is the constant. It is in us and through us and as us always. We can choose to look at the things going on that are not so pleasant. Or we can choose to look at our blessings. We can choose love. And so right now, I know for each one of us that there is so much love in our life, that there is so much of everything, everything good, everything beautiful. There is so much unity. There is just so much good. And so we choose right now to focus on that. We choose to stand for something and not fight against anything. I am blessed to be part of this community. I know each of us feels the same way. That this community can love us and support us when that's what we need. And so right now, I know that this morning unfolds perfectly. The music, of course, is brilliant. The support of the practitioners, the talk from Reverend Patti, all of it is inspiring, but also uplifting and buoys us when that's what we need. I stand in the truth, knowing that God is all there is. And I am grateful for that, and for each one, and for this teaching. And with a heart filled with gratitude, I allow these words to be complete, now in form and in the mind of God. And I just let them go. And with gratitude, together we say, and so it is. Oops, too much.
and we are the people. We're part of the same life. We're all one with each other. We're children of light. We walk through shadows that seem to divide us. So take hold of a hand, and let's all take a stand, and let peace reign. We're all so unique. We don't all see things the same way. But behind all those differences, there's just one heart and one love. I can do good by me, and you can do what's good by you. So that'll let each other be, and set each other free, and let peace reign. That just hold everyone else wrong. Let's let love heal that sorry song.
To our truth, making peace our way, shine a light of truth on a brand new day. Peace reign. Let peace reign now. United as one. Let freedom's voice resound. Let peace reign. Let loving kindness overflow. Let love be our theme, as our hearts sing. Let the world hear a new sound. Let love be our theme, as our hearts sing.
Thank you. That was brilliant. Oh my. Wow, it's the end of June already. Goodness gracious. So here we are. We're finishing up the theme for June, Living Everyday Wonder, Body. Body. And we started out by discussing spirit, soul, and body, and the journey from, the journey of thought, I should say, the journey of thought from the invisible to the visible realm. And we talked about the importance of having vehicle insurance, right? Taking good care of the body, the one that you're leasing right now, the body that you're occupying, you know. And then last week, I know, Reverend Sam, you talked about walk, look, and listen, and how we grow and when we're open and available to Spirit's call and direction, you know. It gives us a path, a way to go. And today's talk is body of work. Body of work. So where are we going with this, right? Where are we going with this? What do we do with what we have, you know? We've been given a body. Well, here we are in this lifetime, and we have a body. We have this life. We have this world. We have this universe. What are we going to do with it? We have free will. We have choice. We are heirs to the power of Spirit, not some of it, but all of it. Not part of it, but its fullness within us, wherever we are. The full power and presence of Spirit shows up everywhere we are, in its completeness, in its entirety, like all of the qualities of God. Those qualities right there. And there is more. I mean, those are my top 12. I love those. Those are my divine dozen. But there's more than that, you know. But they all show up within us. They're all the qualities that flow through us and as us in the world. And they are limitless. Spirit is infinite. So they are limitless. We have as much as we can embody and demonstrate and use and allow to flow through us, and then more than that. We can demonstrate all the joy. We can believe and accept, right? We believe, we embody, we accept, we allow it to flow through us. The gift is already given. We already have as much as we could like, and much as we could love, and much as we can demonstrate. It's already there, all the love, all the abundance, all of the wisdom. It's all there. Ernest Holmes said this. He said, this is from Creative Living. The power behind all things is of itself without limit. It is all power. In us, it becomes what we permit it to be. Our destiny is in our own hands. When we rise to an elevated state of consciousness where we see all things in their completeness and know that an all-wise power is behind it all, we will see that the infinite could wish for us only that which expresses itself in limitless terms. So all of Spirit is desiring to flow through us and as us in the world. All the love wishes itself to flow through us, as us in the world. We are free to express as much or as little as we believe we're entitled to, as we believe we deserve. You know, I know Jacob Glass says a lot of times, you know, we don't get the life we deserve, we get the life we think we deserve. We get the life we believe we deserve, right? So we are free to express as much joy, as much love, as much wisdom as we desire, as we accept from Spirit, as we allow Spirit to flow through us into expression. So what then will be your body of work? What is your body of work? How will you use the law to create the life you deserve, right? That Spirit desires for you. What intentions will you set to live the biggest, grandest, most glorious life that you can ever imagine for yourself? Because Spirit wants even more than that for you. What desires will you make manifest? Because the gift has already been given. What are you accepting? What will you focus on? You know, and this is not about, well, what do you want to be when you grow up? You know, this is not about what do you want to be when you grow up. A lot of us don't grow up anyway. but it's not about how much money are you going to amass, or what school you went to or graduated from, or how many cars you own, or how many houses you're going to buy, or what career you've chosen. We're not talking about that. It's about how we choose to live. How we choose to live. I remember several years back, probably pre-pandemic, I'm not really sure, but the San Diego Reader has a section in it called Sheep and Goats. I don't know if anybody reads it, and they interview usually the senior ministers of different synagogues and mosques and churches and centers for spiritual living, and they interviewed me, and the last question they ask everyone across the boards, the last question is always, what is your faith philosophy or your religion believe you go after you die? That's always the last question. Where do you go after you die? And when he asked me that question, I said, I've got a better question. How well do you live? Because that's what's important. And that's what's important in our faith philosophy. We don't care about where you go where you die. It's irrelevant. You're going to get there anyway, right? It's going to happen. So the bigger question, the better question is, how well do we live? Because that is up to us. We do get to decide that. And Ernest Holmes, again, I'm going back to his creative mind and success, said, realize that behind everything that is seen, there is a silent cause. In your life, you are that cause. There is nothing but mind, and nothing moves except as mind moves it. We have agreed that while God is love, yet your life is governed absolutely by mind or law. In our lives of conditions, we are the cause, and nothing moves except as our mind moves it. I set before you today both a blessing and a curse, right? It's our responsibility what we make of our lives. It is clearly our responsibility. Now, it makes it sound like only you and law are making all of the manifestations in your life, and to that extent, it is true. But isn't there more than that? Right? There is more than that. Yes, we create our reality. I create my reality. Well, I don't know about that. I know I create my interpretation of my reality. I know I create the context of my reality, but I don't know about you, but I experienced the last 2 years of COVID and quarantining and vaccines and boosters, and I know for a fact I did not create that reality. That was not even in my consciousness, When, in fact, when we were thinking about the year 2020, I know we had meetings about the theme for 2020 here, and you know what the theme was going to be? It was going to be 2020, the year 2020, perfect vision. Isn't that great? It was going to be lovely. We had all kinds of things planned, didn't we? We had all kinds of programs planned for perfect vision, because it was like, yay, we could use this, 2020. Perfect vision. And then, surprise, everything got shut down. Everything got shut down. Now, did I manifest that all by myself? Oh, hell no. Universal subjective mind, right? Ernest Holmes talks about this. Universal subjective mind had something to do with that, right? Human race consciousness. It flows through all of our experiences. That's that middle part of the teaching symbol that I don't have here, but that's okay. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm talking about, the middle. Yes, right there. That middle part between those two lines, that's that universal subjective mind, that all the thoughts of all of humanity is there, right? And it flows through us. And it outpictures, and Ernest Holmes said this in a talk he had. He said, now, the chief characteristic of this subconscious is its susceptibility to suggestion. It is a force in nature, neutral and impersonal, reflecting perfect accuracy the images cast into it, acting upon them as though they were true. I love that expression. Acts upon them as though they were true. And to this potent realization, there is a collective thought in the world, the sum total of all human belief, acting through everyone and you find a legacy of suggestion coming down through the ages, so deeply buried in our minds that we are hardly aware of its presence. So when things come up like that, it's like, no, is it you personally? Did you manifest the 2008, crash of, of finances? No. This is human race consciousness that blows through and people catch it, right? And things happen. So it's not only us. We don't live in a vacuum. We are one. And this human race consciousness acts upon all things. It acts upon all things. This human race suggestion that we fall subject to. That sum total of all human race belief, right, that Ernest Holmes talked about, it acts upon the species as though it were law until we reject it, right? Until we reject its premise. But that's up to us. Think about how long we were subject to many gods in charge of the movement of the sun and in charge of the movements of the moon, right? Who rode his flaming chariot across the sky, Apollo, right? And that's why the sun rose and set. And what about the gods that got angry with us and wouldn't rain for us and the crops dried up and we starved to death? What about the harvest of famines and the things like that we believed were gods being angry with us? How many years did we think the earth was flat? Well, some people still do, but we're not going to go there. Anyway, right? I mean, we thought all sorts of things, didn't make them true. It was human race suggestion. It was accepted by everybody, but it didn't make it true. And we will be stuck there in those superstitions, mythologies, until we reject them as the human race. We limit our own beliefs about the world based on these false beliefs. The universal subjective mind doesn't care what's put into it. It just outpictures accordingly. And all of our falsehoods and all of our superstitions and all of our fears are there, and they play out when we indulge them. They keep us from living our greatest life. They limit what our legacy can be. They limit what our body of work will be when we allow them to. Ernest Holmes gave a talk in 1958. And I'm going to tell you what he said. He said, I didn't know until I was grown that people were afraid of God. Actually believed in hell and thought that there was a devil. And all say it still to this day. And it's the damnedest thing that they can believe in. It is so asinine, so putrid, so unintelligent, so ignorant, so superstitious that I can't even say anything about it. Damn. He was on fire that morning. He goes on to say, the belief in hell and the devil and a future punishment has done more harm to the world than all of the wars and pestilence and famine combined, and will continue to do so until people grow up spiritually and come to realize that everything and everyone is in a process of evolution. And I can stop right there, right? Look, I don't want my legacy to be limited by a bunch of false thoughts and limiting beliefs that I indulge in because I allow myself to be subject to universal subjective mind. Right? I don't want it to do its thinking through me. I want to have that higher thought. I want to be up there in the top of the teaching symbol. That top part. I want to be up there at first cause. I don't want to fall into the illusion of separation because of other people, right? Because other people don't think the way I think. Well, I'm not them, And we fall into the illusion of separation right away. I don't want to limit my expression because I have a different thought about how to get things done, and I have thoughts about how to get things done. If I ran the world. Anyway, the thing is, we can't fall into the illusion of separation just because we think we have a better idea. And I sure don't want my legacy based on how much money I made, or how long I worked, or how many seats were filled. You know, that's the second question you're asked in ministry. You know that, right? Whenever you go to a religious convention or a minister's convo or any kind of gathering of religious folk, first question they ask you, what's your center? Second question is always, how many members do you have? Always. Always the second question. Like we are a success or a failure based on how many seats are occupied. My body of work is not how many seats are filled, but how many hearts are filled. Shannon Alder said, carve your name on hearts, not tombstones. A legacy is etched into the minds of others and the stories that they share about you. Our dear Jana, who passed this past weekend, you know, the first thing I thought of was, I don't know if you remember this or not, but the first thing I thought of was what the two Jewish ladies, right? They had that Brooklyn thing going. They're wearing house coats and curlers in their hair and hair nets, and it was Joe Perillo and Jana Zunich. And they walked right through the sanctuary, and one had like one of those metal carts they were dragging behind them, and oh my gosh, and they were advertising, I think, a variety show. I think they were advertising a variety show. Two little old ladies from Brooklyn. Oi, it was hilarious. I remember that. I remember the table that she made, and the whole top of the table was copper pennies with resin on top of it. It was just gorgeous. It was beautiful. It was so unique. And I remember the pillow in her office because she used to work at Pacific Church. She was an assistant to the minister, and she had a pillow in her office that said, I'm not bossy, I just have better ideas than you. Oh my God, and I remember the Good Friday service that she conducted, and I sat in the front row because I was so excited and I wanted to see it, and I cried for the entire thing. I cried my eyes out throughout the whole entire Good Friday service because it was so touching to me, and she really thanked me for that after the service was over. You could have sat in the back, you know, if you were going to cry for the whole time. Anyway, those are the legacies. That's the body of work we leave. It's about the impact you have on people's lives. It's not about the accomplishments. It's not about the degrees. It's not about the dollars in the bank or the cars in the garage. Your legacy, your body of work, you build it every day while you're alive. It doesn't happen after you die. And you know, it's really interesting because this talk title was here since January. It was like just the way it worked out. Anyway, God's in charge and all's well. It's all the things we do every day for other people. Don't focus on being remembered. Focus on today, on what you do and the choices you make and the lives you improve. The best thing about your body of work is you are living it right now. Maya Angelou said, your legacy is every life you touch. It's not your name, right? Like, you know, some people's names will go down in history. It's not your name, it's the impact on the hearts of people you cared for and who cared for you. Lots of people have names we remember. Oh, we remember their names, but they don't have good legacies, right? Sometimes we'll remember people. They might do something they're remembered for what they failed to do, or what they messed up. And we remember those names. They stay stuck in history, but that's not the legacy, is it? So many people have lasting legacies, and we are grateful for them, and we don't even know their names, right? It's not about your name. How about Alexander Cumming? Yay, don't we love him? See, nobody knows who he is. He was the inventor of the S-shaped toilet, so we don't have the sewer smell in our house. That's grand and great, and we love that, right? Nobody knows who it is. Nobody knows. How about Charles Babbage? Let's give a big old round of applause for, who the hell is Charles Babbage, right? He was the inventor of the very first mechanical computer. Yay! See that? Nobody knows who that is either. And dear Rosalind Franklin, I do adore her. I love Rosalind Franklin. See, nobody knows who she is either because Watson and Crick got the Nobel Prize as the discoverer of the DNA, of the double helix of DNA. But what did Watson and Crick really discover? Rosalind Franklin's notebooks. So, yeah, that was a time when, women never got credit for anything. Anyway, we don't know their names, but their bodies of work benefit us to this day. Our body of work will become a lasting legacy for those around us. Living our best life, caring and sharing and making life a little bit easier for those around us by praying, by meditating, by serving, by helping, by being positive and passionate and being for things and not against them, like Ernest Holmes said. And you know, Albert Schweitzer, I don't know why I didn't think of that quote before, but I don't have it, but I know that he said, I know that those among you who will be truly happy will be those who have sought and found a way to serve. That's our body of work. That's our legacy. Ernest Holmes said, I've shaken my thought loose from the belief that external conditions are imposed upon me at birth through inherited tendencies or human race belief. I proclaim the freedom of my divine legacy of love, abundance, peace, and joy. I possess the kingdom of good today in all of its fullness. That's what we're here to do. We are here to live a life that matters. Not about what we own and not about what we buy and not about any of that stuff, but how we serve others, how we make life easier for those around us, how we uplift those people. Like Emma said, right? We spread the good news, we heal the sick, we cast out passions, and we raise the dead. That's what we're here to do. And Michael Josephson, I always get it backwards, said, ready or not, someday it'll all come to an end. There'll be no more sunrises, no minutes, no hours, no days. All the things you collected, whether treasured or forgotten, will pass to someone else. Your wealth, your fame, your temporal power will shrivel to irrelevance. It won't matter what you owned or what you were owed. Your grudges and your resentments and frustrations and jealousies will finally disappear. And so too will your hopes, ambitions, plans, and your to-do lists will expire. The wins and losses that once seemed so important will fade away. It won't matter where you came from or what side of the tracks you lived on in the end. It won't matter whether you were beautiful or brilliant. Even your gender and skin color becomes irrelevant. So what will matter? How will the value of your days be measured? What will matter is not what you bought, but what you built. Not what you got, but what you gave. What will matter is not your success, but your significance. What will matter is not what you learned, but what you taught. What will matter is every act of integrity, compassion, courage, or sacrifice that enriched, empowered, or encouraged others to emulate your example. What will matter is not your competence, but your character. What will matter is not how many people you knew, but how many will feel a lasting loss when you're gone. What will matter is not your memories, but the memories of those who loved you. What will matter is how long you will be remembered, and by whom, and for what. Living a life that matters doesn't happen by accident. It's not a matter of circumstances, but of choice. Choose to live a life that matters. Thank you. just beautiful, wasn't it? We are going to miss you. Goodness gracious, July and August, what are we going to do? Goodness. Now is our time for conscious circulation. This is our opportunity to practice that spiritual activity, is tithing and being in the river. Yeah, being in the river of God's abundance and knowing that we give and receive, that it is a flow, and that when we stay conscious of that, we accept and we pass on, and we just stay in that flow. So if you're choosing to give today, thank you. Online, I know that you are so generous in giving online too as well. So thank you for all of the contributions that kept us going through COVID and the shutdown, and when there was nobody in the room. That was kind of odd. Anyway, let's pray. I give great thanks for everyone here, for those who have chosen Vision as the place to put their conscious circulation, to know that giving here and receiving is just one and the same. It is two sides of the same coin. And giving and receiving is just the one thing. It is the abundance of God flowing through our lives so dynamically that every time we receive gratefully. And every time we pass on our good to those people and places and things that support us spiritually, we are giving graciously. And I give great thanks for this flow. I know and accept that it is eternal, for Spirit is eternal, and Spirit's good is eternal, right through our lives. And so I give great thanks for this, and I simply let it be. And so it is. Just love watching James doing the same. Oh, I know I have a miracle minute here to just share with you. I find all this stuff so exciting. Where did it go? Where did it go? Where is my miracle minute? Come on, guys. Here it is. This one's from Mike. I've been putting in weekly prayer requests regarding neuropathy in my hands causing pain and lack of flexibility. I'm happy to report that through prayer, the pain has been greatly reduced and I have increased movement. Yay! So good. Thank you. Thank you for that share. And this is from Joel. I know you're watching from home, Joel, right? You're at home. I know you're on the computer. Anyway, he said, with the prayers from the practitioners, I got a glowing report from the doctors regarding my recovery from my surgical procedure. Yay. So he's doing well, and I'm so happy about that. And those are our Miracle Minutes for today. Be sure that you email me. Let me know when those demonstrations of answer prayer happen so I can share them with the rest of the community. Because, when we pray in our practice and maybe, a shift hasn't happened yet, it keeps us motivated, doesn't it? It keeps us on our spiritual practice and knowing that, okay, so the shift does happen. It hasn't happened yet, but I know it's coming. So that's why we share the Miracle Minutes, just to keep reinforcing that prayer changes things. It absolutely does. What am I doing? Oh, I know what I wanted to do. I wanted to check in with our choir. Just want to take a few minutes because this is their last time for this season, right? June, you won't be back again until September. So I would love for you to just share with our group what's your plan? What is your plan? What are you going to, you're not going to be Tuesday evenings rehearsing, so just tell me your name, tell them your name. And one fun thing you're going to do on the time off. Do you think, can you hear, will they be able to hear at home? Okay. Maybe, sort of. These mics are on. Yeah, turn these mics on so that we can all hear. Okay, go.
Okay, my name is Vicki Krause, and what I'm going to be doing on Tuesday evenings is taking James' class.
Wonderful. Yay.
Maria Flores, and I will be taking a different class.
Are we going through the whole lineup?
Yeah, I want to hear from everybody.
Well, I'm going backpacking for 4 days next weekend.
Yay. That's Eileen Hay.
What's your name? Reverend Jean and, that's Eileen.
Yeah.
Reverend Jean, and I'm probably just going to sit in my spa and enjoy myself.
Yay. Go ahead.
I am Reverend Lori, and I am going to figure out what outfit I'll be wearing to the choir party.
I'm Janine, and my partner and I are going to be getting ready for our cruise to the Greek islands.
I'm Katie. I'll be walking to the beach.
Hi, I'm Billy. I also will have to figure out what to wear to Eileen and Andy's party. Thank you for hosting that. And there might be a baseball game on a Tuesday night that I'll be at.
So I'm Edie, and I'm going to go visit my sister who lives in South Carolina, and my nieces, and my little grandnieces that I haven't seen.
Yay. Thank you, Mike.
I'm Mike. I don't have any specific plans for Tuesdays, but I just plan to just celebrate life.
Yay. Celebrate.
I'm Ron, and I don't know, road trip.
Good deal.
Sounds good.
Hi, I'm Rich Poser. On Tuesdays, I'll be taking James's class in vocal coaching. And during the summer break, my wife and I are going to visit our family back east, replace our floor in our house, and cook for Eileen's wonderful choir. We're all invited to join the choir between now and then and come to the party.
Come to that awesome party that all these awesome people are coming to. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I'm Joe, and I'm going to Mexico City for my birthday.
I'm Betty, and I'm going to read more books just for fun. No studying.
I'm Greg Godek. Karen and I will be going to Comic-Con.
I'm John Kay, and I'm going to go to Gene and Mike's house and get in their damn jacuzzi or whatever that is.
What are you going to wear?
I don't care, it doesn't matter. My name's Andy, and I'm the other half of the party throwers. And I'm probably going to take James's class as well.
Yay.
I'm Tim. I'm going to be visiting my grandchildren. My 14-year-old grandson is taking flying lessons.
Wow. So there they are. We're going to miss them for July and August. They'll be back in September, and maybe they'll be back with several of you in the choir. Think about it. Think about it. If it's calling to you, you might want to check in with James. Yeah. And now is the time for our last word by Johnny Kirko.
We got the choir and the band today for me. Thank you guys. You guys rocked. Hello, everybody online. Join us for some group community get-together. We have practitioners available for one-on-one prayer. Love to see you there and say hello.
So, hey,
Yes.
Is there cheesecake online too?
Cheesecake? What do you want cheesecake for?
They're going to have to come here for cheesecake.
Oh, yeah, there's cheesecake today. Yeah, you got to come here for cheesecake. I'm sorry. You're going to miss out. And it's good stuff. You know, we talk about energy. You talk about energy today with this choir, with Reverend Patti's talk. You need to be in this room, everybody online. The energy is palpable. That is amazing stuff. Man, we went through a lot today. You know, we shared a lot today, and I love you guys being here. You guys online, if you can't be here, that's okay. But if you can, get your butt here. On Wednesday evening, we're showing a movie called Embrace. This month being the theme of body, it's about a woman who goes through her life trying to discuss more about or accept who she is. And so we're going to be showing that movie at 7 o'clock right here in the room. Popcorn served. Come and join us for that. James Vandenberg, as you heard, there's a few people going to be joining him in his class. James, come on up and talk to us a little bit about the class you're doing.
Okay, I'll be real quick. Vocal freedom is really just about being able to use your voice at any part of your range, at any dynamic or intensity, without straining or hurting yourself, and without tension and muscle tension in your body. So this class focuses on fundamentals of how to use your voice, a little bit of how it works, and then each week we have a vocal workout that you can do on your own that's recorded that you can like sing along with and practice at home and stuff like that. Anyway, come and join me. It'll be a lot of fun. If you have any questions, I'll be up here. We can chat.
Thank you, James. That's on Tuesday evenings. It's not this Tuesday and not the next Tuesday after that, the 12th. So come and join us for that. So in the month of July, we are having a special workshop here on July 23rd. And we have an attorney coming in, and we're going to be talking about wills, trusts, five wishes. That's it. I knew there was a number in there. But we're going to be talking about all this. It's really important, and one of the things we want to do is discuss with you guys about what you guys want to have happen at the end of your life and what you guys want to see occur. We've gone through a lot of experiences here at Vision, Johnny Kirko more than most, and we want to talk a little bit about that. We're going to give you guys more information about this, and we'll send it in the mail to you. I'm really, really encouraged. We're going to have the first 25 who sign up are going to be into that program, so we really want you guys to be a part of that. It's if you have nothing in writing and for yourself, be there. If you have everything in writing and you need some help on it, we're going to have some attorneys here, and Michael Leslie will help us with it too. So join us for that. You'll hear more about that. Next week, Reverend Patti Paris will be back. Her talk title is Me, Myself, and I Am. And we have Rhea Carey with the house band, gonna be good. And also, we have hospitality next week, and Larry's coming up. So we're asking you to bring your food for the hospitality next week. Larry, what we got going?
Well, instead of doing a traditional July 4th hamburgers and hot dogs and that stuff, what I want is America is a country of immigrants. All of our families have come from someplace, unless we're indigenous. So that's what I'd like to have people who want to bring in food from their ethnic background, whatever it is, from wherever it is. Next week for a great hospitality.
Be a little of everything. That's going to be great. Oh my gosh. I have never made Dutch stroopwafel, but I will give it a shot. Where is I don't have it. Okay. We're going to stand up and we're going to do our affirmations, and I don't have them, so we're going to just look at them up there. Ah, thank you. Look at that. Isn't that wonderful? Okay, we're going to say them together. We're going to repeat them. We're going to just allow them to flow through us, just ground us in the truth of them. You ready? You with me? Sorry, my back. Okay. My body radiates health and vitality. I am in awe of my vibrant body. When I am present with my body, magic happens. Oh, I love that one. Oh, it's number 3. I can tell. Everybody got a little, ooh. Okay, let's do it. When I am present with my body, magic happens. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you can just feel it. Just tingle all the way through. Let's go within one more time here and know that God is and that we are. That God is expressing itself as us. There is nothing happening right here but the activity of Spirit. And the activity of Spirit is showing up as each one of us. And although we look different and distinct and unique and individualized, we know there is one life behind all life. And that one life is God. And it is whole and perfect and complete. It is lacking nothing. All of the gifts of Spirit have been given. And as we awaken to that and we allow it to flow through us, we accept the goodness and we demonstrate it through us and as us in the world, we change not only our own lives, but the lives of those around us. We lift the entire planet with this practical spirituality, and I am so grateful. Giving all thanks to Spirit as us, I simply let it be, and so it is.